I'm Myrtle. I'm sitting alone in my penthouse, the silence is deafening. The legal battle with my family is over, but the emotional scars are still fresh. I remember the day my life was turned upside down, when my father slid that thick legal folder across my glass dining table. It was a normal Tuesday evening when my mother called. She said she and my father wanted to come over for dinner on Saturday with my sister Iris. They had some great news to share. I was excited, thinking maybe they finally recognized my hard work and success. I spent the whole day on Saturday preparing a delicious meal, just like I always did, hoping to impress them. When they arrived, Iris walked in first, glowing with pregnancy. She announced her pregnancy before I could even say hello. I was genuinely happy for her. We had a wonderful first hour, talking about baby names and cribs. But then, the atmosphere changed. My mother started complimenting my penthouse, and a silent signal passed between her and my father. My father cleared his throat and said they needed to talk about the future. With the baby coming, they thought it would be best if I let Iris have the penthouse. I was stunned. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They wanted me to move out of my own home, the home I had worked so hard for. They said it was selfish of me to keep all this space when Iris was having a baby. They even had a lawyer draw up a quick claim deed, asking me to sign the title over to Iris and keep paying the mortgage. I refused. I told them I had worked for this penthouse, that I had earned it. They called me cruel and selfish, but I didn't care. I knew I couldn't let them take what was mine. My father threatened to take me to court, and they left in a rage. The next few days were torture. I received a formal legal complaint from their lawyer. The lawsuit claimed there was an oral family trust agreement, and that the money I used for the down payment was actually family funds. They were trying to steal my home. On top of that, they started a smear campaign on social media. Iris's ex-husband posted a long status update, painting me as a heartless person who was turning her pregnant sister out onto the street. The comments were filled with condemnation. My mother also left a voicemail, telling me that my father was sick with stress and that I would be responsible if anything happened to the baby. I almost gave in. I felt small and alone, like the 16-year-old girl who got a bus pass for her birthday while Iris got a brand new car. But then I saw the black binder on my bookshelf. It was a collection of all the receipts, emails, and documents I had been keeping for years, ever since I met Ms. Harper. Ms. Harper was my boss at a logistics company during my junior year of college. One Friday night, I was filing papers late when she walked out of her office. She saw me and asked why I was still there. When she learned about my situation, working at a diner and going to school full-time, she gave me $20 and told me to protect myself. She said I should document everything, track every dollar like it was evidence in a murder trial. From that day on, I became obsessed with documenting my life. I scanned every paycheck, every tuition bill. I kept a spreadsheet of all my expenses. And it was these documents that saved me. I decided to fight back. I hired a litigation attorney, Ms. Diaz. She was tough and confident. When I showed her my binder, she said my family was idiots. She explained that their oral family trust was a fairy tale, and that I had documented everything perfectly. She came up with a 3-step strategy. First, we filed a motion for declaratory judgment to prove that I was the sole owner of the penthouse. Second, we filed a counterclaim for abuse of process, suing them for my legal fees, emotional distress, and defamation. Third, we demanded to see their financial records during the discovery phase. The discovery phase revealed the truth. My parents were in deep debt. My father had a gambling problem. He had gambled away over $200,000 in the last 5 years. They had a second mortgage on their house that was overdue, and Iris had $68,000 in credit card debt and a repossessed vehicle on her record. It was clear that they wanted my penthouse not for the baby, but to bail themselves out of financial ruin. We set a date for the settlement conference. When we met, my family looked defeated. Their lawyer, Mr. Thompson, was exhausted. My father tried to bluster about having witnesses, but Miss Diaz showed him the evidence we had found. My father's face turned pale when he saw the bank statements. Iris was in shock when she learned about her parents' debts. I opened my binder and presented the settlement agreement. It stated that they had to withdraw the lawsuit, acknowledge my sole ownership, cease all harassment, and if they ever talked about this publicly again, I would sue them for legal fees and release their financial records. My father initially refused to sign, but when Ms. Diaz threatened to put him on the stand and expose his gambling problem in public, he finally gave in. My mother and Iris also signed, though Iris was angry and hissed at me. After the settlement, I felt a sense of relief. The first month was strange. I expected to feel sad, but mostly I just felt free. 6 months later, I heard that my parents had to sell a rental property to pay off some of their debts. My father went back to work part-time at a hardware store, and Iris moved 2 states away with her husband. I refinanced the penthouse and got a better interest rate. I used the extra money to set up a scholarship at my old university, named after Ms. Harper. It was for students who were working full-time while attending classes. A few weeks ago, I got a birthday card from my mother. It had a generic message and no apology. And then I got an email from Iris, saying she was sorry things got crazy and then immediately asking for help with rent. I replied, telling her I accepted her apology but would not provide financial assistance. Then I blocked her email. I've learned that protecting what I've built is not selfish. It's self-respect. I kept the receipts, and because of that, I kept my life. I hope my story can inspire others who are in similar situations. Have you ever had to set a hard boundary with your family? Let me know in the comments.